The hardest part about getting what you want is actually deciding what it is that you want. What's up, guys? It's Mighty Q here with Mighty Q's Locker. And today I just wanted to talk about the best way to get your goals, your dreams, and the things that you desire. I got asked a question yesterday on Instagram, and the guy asked, how do I be great in an environment that isn't great for wrestling? Or, how do I be great, just not in a very good environment that's surrounding me? And when I first kind of got asked, it kind of took me a second, and I really had to think about it. There's a lot of people that are in really bad situations that still get what they want. There's people that are in perfect situations that don't get what they want. Your environment is an outside factor that you can't control. You can control you. You can control your thoughts. You can control your actions. But it always starts with you. I can't control what someone else says. I can't control what someone else does. So I don't need to think about it. I need to focus on all the things that I can do to make myself better. And so when he said, he's not in a great environment or, an environment to be great, it kind of took me a second because I was like, well, I do understand what he means, because he's trying to get better at wrestling. And so if he's not in a great environment to get better at wrestling, it is going to be harder. It's not going to be as easy as someone who, maybe has a room filled with just a bunch of absolute dogs that are in there grinding, getting better. And, he's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coaches that are absolutely making him better as well. I'm going to talk a little bit about my own personal experience, and I hope that, you guys will be able to kind of understand what I mean by you can only control yourself, and that's all that matters. The reason I started it off with it's really tough to get what you want because most people don't know what they actually want. So first things first, decide what it is that you want. If you're able to make a decision on what you want, then all you have to do is keep chasing that one singular thing. If you want to be a state champ, perfect. Focus all your energy in on becoming a state champ, period. I don't care about national titles. I don't care about districts. I don't care about whatever else. You focus in on being a state champ, and so what's that going to take? It's going to take working out and getting better every single day. An extra rep, an extra drill, whatever it takes, you have to do that little bit more than everyone else to set yourself apart. Only you can do that. Your coach can tell you to take the extra rep. Your coach can tell you to go run. Your coach can tell you to do the conditioning. But ultimately, who has to do it? You. So, in terms of the environment situation, like I said, I'm going to talk about a personal antidote. I wasn't entirely in a great environment. My dad hates wrestling. Always has, and pretty much always will. My dad saw me wrestle maybe once, and I wrestled for 14 years. Do you think that stopped me from wrestling? No. I was a 2-time Houston National champ. I placed at state every year that I was there, with the exception of one time. I placed at a bunch of national meets. I won a bunch of tournaments. I, won a vast majority of the matches that I wrestled in. And it was me and my mom. It was me and my teammates, me and my coaches, and that's who I surrounded myself with. I changed the environment, and yes, I was still at the house and, whatever else it may be. It's not like my dad said I couldn't wrestle or that I am, doing whatever else. He just didn't like it. Just because he didn't like it didn't mean that I had to not like it. And so what'd that induce? I kept up with the sport. I competed in it for 14 years. I officiated for basically like 7, 8 years. And I helped coach roughly like six to 7 of those years as well. Because I was, helping kids that were younger than me and, kids that were just getting started. My environment was the environment that I was in. I couldn't change that. My dad has an opinion, and that's just fine. There's no need for me to go and change his opinion because that's his. It's not mine. But I knew that I liked the sport. I knew that I was better for doing it, and it made me feel better being involved in it. So what did I do? I trained, I worked out, and I did all the things necessary to continue in that sport. Now, yes, I also played a lot of other sports, but I didn't let the fact that, he didn't like the sport change anything for myself. Now, yes, there are certainly days where it maybe weighed on me a little bit or, it was like a bummer and whatnot, but like, that's not going to change anything. I'm grateful for every opportunity that I had. I had a chance to compete at a very high level. I had a chance to, get to do something I loved for, over 10 years. I really got a chance to make a difference in my life with this sport. And the better part is I think I'm getting a chance to help a lot of your guys' lives. I stuck with it. I knew what I wanted. I wanted to be a great wrestler. I just overall wanted to be a great athlete, and me wrestling was a part of that. I didn't care about, what my dad thought of me wrestling. I knew I was an elite athlete, and I know I still am an elite athlete. I controlled me. I worked out. I went and trained. I found the best coaches. I was looking up stuff online. It's 2023. We all have iPhones, laptops, access to the internet, YouTube, all this great stuff. There's no shortage of information. There's books, there's videos, there's podcasts, there's online courses. There's all these things that you can do to get better at whatever it is that you want. You have to make the decision to go and do it. No one else can force you to do it but you. Which is why, again, it goes back to, what do you want? If you know what you want, it doesn't matter what environment you're in. It doesn't matter who you're around. If you know what you want, you're going to do the things necessary to get that. Because you know what happens? If you hang around people who aren't good for you, and you hang around people who are making it worse or harder for you to, let's say your goal is to be a state champ. If you're hanging around a lot of people that talk negatively about you and talk negatively on your goals and your dreams and your passions and things that you're working for, then you don't need them. All they're doing is weighing you down. Which is why when you decide what you want, you walk with a different purpose. You have your eyes set on something and you head towards it. Now, you might be walking as fast and as hard as you can, and it might seem like you're not moving anywhere. It might seem like you're sprinting on a treadmill and you're gaining no ground. But maybe the reason it feels like you're sprinting on a treadmill is because all you have to do is take a step off and look around and realize it's only you. You're the only one that stares at yourself in the mirror. You're the only one that lays your head down to go to sleep. You have your thoughts. You know what you want. I don't know what you want. Your mom doesn't know what you want. Your dad doesn't know what you want. Your coach doesn't know what you want. No one else knows what you want but you. And when you decide what you want, you go after it with full force. Because when your eyes are set on something and you're chasing something, those people who normally try to drag you down and don't want you to go after that normally see, oh, wow, he's working really hard. He's driven. He's got a passion. You know what happens? They normally start pulling themselves away from you anyways because they're like, he doesn't really fit with my mold. He's not in my mojo anymore. Like, if you hang around a bunch of people and all the thing that they do is play video games and, sit on their butt and eat Cheetos and, gripe and complain about their life versus what you do is you get up and you go work out every day and, you eat super healthy and you don't watch TV and you don't play video games and you don't do these things, what naturally tends to happen is the things that you guys have in common all disappear. All of those little things that you thought you had in common and you thought, yep, everything's working out great, they go away. And so sometimes it's not even you that cuts them off. Sometimes they cut themselves off because they don't want to be around you. They're intimidated. They look at you and go, man, he's working really hard. Man, he was at the gym again today. They know what you're doing. You know why? Because the people that hate on you watch you more intently than anybody else. The people that want to see your downfall are the ones that are there every step of the process, analyzing every step of your process, so that way they can try to find a chink in your armor. They're looking for it. They're trying to find your little downfalls. And you know what? That should make you stronger. The people that hate you the most are your biggest admirers. They watch you closer than anybody else. And so you know what? Give them a fucking show. Do all that you can do to show them, I know exactly what I want, and I'm not letting anybody get in my way. Because if you do get in my way, you're going to get steamrolled in the process. That's all it is. Decide what you want. Chase after it with full force. Do everything needed. If a thought comes to your mind and you know it's on your path, go do it right now. Those people will get out of the way because they don't want to get steamrolled. And those who do want to help you will just start showing up left and right and center to pull you along and guide you along and keep you on track and help you to the thing that you want. And sometimes those people are there for a second, they help you along, and they're gone. Sometimes they stay with you for most of the journey or even the entire journey. But realize that at the end of the day, it always comes back to you and what you can control. And when you decide what you want, you can get anything because it starts with the decision of finding out what it is that you actually want. I don't care what it is. If it was given to you and put in your imagination, God gave you that thought. He didn't give that thought to me. He didn't give that thought to your mom. Didn't give it to your dad, your coach, your brother, your sister, your friend, your neighbor, your cousin. No. He gave it to you. And it's your job and your responsibility to fight and claw and do anything possible to go after your dreams, to go after your passions and your desires. You can get anything you want. You just have to decide what it is that you want. So good environment, bad environment, good friends, bad friends, good coach, bad coach, good teammates, bad teammates. I don't care what it is. You do the necessary things that you have to do to get what it is you want. Because the ones that aren't meant to be there are either going to get steamrolled or they're jumping out of the way. So go on. Dream bigger dreams. Chase bigger things. But it all starts with make a decision of what you want. And don't stop chasing it until you have it. Because you can get it. I promise you, you can go get it. All right, guys. That's going to be it for me today. Hopefully, this was a message that some of you needed to hear. I know it's a message for myself. All of these podcasts, I'm the one that's listening the most intently. Realistically, this podcast is anything kind of like a self-journal, self-diary, whatever you wanted to call it. But sometimes these are lessons that I just need to say out loud. Sometimes they're things that I know deep down that I've thought about, and me speaking it out loud into a microphone makes me actually hear myself. So I'm right there with you guys. I'm trying to decide exactly what it is that I want. I'm trying to chase after it as much as I can, and I'm fighting and clawing right alongside you, which is why I want to help you. I want to encourage you because I'm in the battle and the fight right alongside you. I know what it's like to wake up and feel like nothing's going your way. You've done everything you can possibly think of. You're working countless hours. You're not sleeping. You just, mind is racing. You've got 1,000 different things going on. This didn't go my way. This didn't go my way. I was working hard at this and this disappeared. And then I really thought that this had a chance and that went away. I know that feeling. But I know that all I have to do is keep getting up and keep fighting every single day, day after day, because it's going to come. It's going to be there. I'm going to get it. I was born to win. That's why I say it all the time. Whatever it is that you want, you can have. I know it. Just keep fighting. Just keep working. Just keep grinding. All right, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya. If you enjoy this podcast, then the only thing that I ask of you is to share the show with a friend and leave a review. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.